Hey folks, Proxy Table Gaming, Hyperg and Lucky Sixes are here once again to talk you through our mistakes and our successes. That
Yes.
was mistakes, me, successes, you. You are up next.
Well, yeah. So let's see if we can live up to that, shall we?
Yeah, because
Um,
I mean you've sort of been teetering with even score for the
I
whole
have.
tournament.
I'm
Ah,
slightly
more,
above.
haven't you?
I've
Slightly above.
breached average.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, and
Well, I
I'm
call that
wanting to stay
success.
there. Yeah, right. Same. So yeah, 30 at the end of day one after 3 games, and then 13 in my last game against Saurians, and now we are
Nice.
here, and it's a vampire off, baby.
Oh, nice little civil war for round five.
Yes,
Excellent.
it was a really interesting one because I don't think I'd played vampires with my vampires list, so not sure how that goes. But it was also against one of the guys that came over from uh,
Scotland.
further afield
Yeah,
as well.
I don't know
So
who it
long
is,
ago.
so I can't even
Uh,
help you
uh,
out.
yeah, so it's Sotre, Sotiris, Sotiris.
Oh, okay. There were a few like
Verminous
Scandinavian folks,
Valor
weren't
on the thing.
there?
But
Right.
yeah, an absolute gent and a scholar as a player. But yeah, a fellow vampire man, undead
Sweet.
man. Yeah. This is my list. It's basically the big Baronites with both the killy vampires in it, with Don the Coach, Vaki the Varkalak, and 5 vampire knights as some extra threats, as well as some chaff thrown in there. From the other side, we had quite a different list.
Okay.
Really, from his point of view, 2 killy vampires, but they were both on big Gribblies. So I had a zombie
Right.
dragon and a shrieking horror to contend with,
Sweet.
which was interesting. 27 ghouls, bat swarms in a 6, which it was started to see a bit more now as like a not a threat, but like a really good tar pit, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if they can charge into something's flank and cause -1 to hit, then
Yeah.
yeah, nice.
Well, yeah. So a lot of things actually, after magic and stuff, you considering a lot of them hit on 5s, which is
Mm.
it's not a bad thing for something like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
2 lots of dire wolves, 2 lots of zombies, a medium unit of ghasts. It's
Uh-huh.
there. 2 altars of undeath. So I've not come across them before. I've not tried them before, so this is really cool. And then 2 units of small units of winged reapers.
Oh, don't
So
see them
again,
very often either.
yeah, very nice with the fly. So very manoeuvrable, a lot of what they call a lateral movement. They love that on the paired weapons podcast. Anyway,
They
um,
do. They do.
but yeah, so interested. I'm really interested to see how it goes. Really, this last one was refused flank, I believe, and hold the center
So, with the asterisks, of course.
with the
Yes.
asterisks.
I don't
Asterisks
remember it being
being,
in refused flank, but no,
um,
clearly it was.
yeah, well, that's what it said. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so
I was
what
trying to remember
ended?
my battle, and I was like, "Was it that goal?"
I know,
But
yeah.
yeah, clearly it was. We'll find
Basically, it
out
was
later.
hold the center with that
Yes,
bottom table being the main one. So it got the radius of which you could get into
nice.
got smaller and smaller and smaller as the game went on. So you had to
As did
get
the
closer and closer.
circumference
Uh, all the circular dimensions got
vectors.
smaller. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was interesting. I felt my list with the 2 blocks of skellies and the Death Star had the advantage going into it. So
Okay.
I was primarily looking at getting the objective and then seeing if I could pop off some other stuff. So we
Yeah.
shall see. This is we go into deployment, and that thus showeth the refused flank
Wow. Yeah.
in nature. But yeah,
It does.
yeah, this is going into his turn, and I just about, apart from those bats,
Just
remember
about.
to take a picture after
Yeah.
Vanguard. So his dogs have obviously come around the side, and his with Vanguard and movement, and his bats come around the side. But otherwise, we are like we are. So I've got dogs, vampire knights,
Darky. Donny.
Donny Dark Coach, yep, sorry, folks.
Mhm.
2 units of Skellies, looking at that centre, a unit of black
Barrows.
Baronites with my deathstar guys. That's actually his unit of dogs.
I was going to say I didn't recognise them.
But I've got my bats, my dogs, and Varklak, who's already vanguarded over there. I'm not really looking at that, but like going into them, ghasts up there. But what I'm thinking is they're very, very far away from any sort of marching thing. So if I can get them to turn that way and then run the other way, they don't have a musician. They're just stuck there, really. So that I'm kind of like bluffing that I'm coming into you. I'm not sure it's a bluff because he's a vampire player as well. But yeah, so a little bit annoyed that I just didn't. I think he dropped for first as well. So I can't remember exactly what happened. He must have to go first against me because otherwise I would have gone first. But yeah, dogs are in the back, which is interesting. Bats come up, and in terms of the rest of his movement, yeah, I mean, this is just a close-up
Some
of
cool
his
models.
lovely models. Oh my goodness. To not do it justice, how nice his models were.
You just got to love vampires for the terrain that you can mix in with units. They have to be the best army for that, surely.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely haven't utilised that as much as I should. But yeah, essentially he just moves up like so, like that. And I'm not too bothered by this movement because these are zombies over here. So yeah, going back to his deployment, he got bat swarms, halberd,
Winged Reapers.
These guys behind the two altars are the paired weapons Ring Reapers. Then he's got zombies. The dragon is the dragon, and the other one is the shrieking horror, ghouls, and then zombies. But yeah, I'm like thinking with my Death Star, I could move up to this side, and I kind of wouldn't be. I kill the zombies easy. Maybe turn around and get the gas if I need to, but I'll just have this flank going in. If I can just move up my skeletons, I should be all right, and like a nice counter charge with them. So that's my initial thought. But I do need to fend him off on the left, and that's why I've got Donny out coaching the Vampire Knights. But yeah, just showing both sides and some more model shots, which are very nice. He puts Rot Within on these guys, which minuses their weapon skill of, I think, 4.
There'll be 5 down to 4, won't it?
Yeah, it's something like that. But yeah,
they're not going to start on 4, so yeah.
And his altar does some wounds from the shooting phase, which he actually has one, which is cool.
Yeah.
Over on to my turn, and there is a cheeky.
I was going to say, did you see that? I was going to ask if you didn't do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that.
So yeah, I'm going in thinking, we'll go in there, go into the flank. We'll see how much I can get in. I know I can definitely get in at the back, but if I'm able to get in and maximise a bit more, then so be it. I also take the Vampire Knights into here. I know that it's going to be hard, but I should be any I get through will just absolutely rinse them, and then I'll be able to set up my Dark Coach for a counter charge and use the dogs currently in their current form to chaff as much as possible. Obviously, the Wing Reapers do fly, so that is an issue there, but we shall see.
Yeah, I think that's all right.
And in terms of the rest of the game, this is the rest of the. This isn't the
rest
last
of the
picture.
game. Yeah, it's all over.
Yeah. Well, what I'm going to do now is explain everything from.
You're
so
going to
as
talk
you
it
can
out
see,
from here. Yeah.
Yeah, the bat swarm go in and do maximise into 3 of his dogs. My vampires just march up. I don't care about, and obviously the zombies charging me. They'll chaff me, so be it. But I'll get the points. That's a scoring unit gone. So even when he raises zombies from the thing, they're not scoring. So it's just it kills the zombies in terms of scoring, and I can turn around and face the rest of the game. That impassable, that house, I think really helps me with this sort of style of playing doing that. So I'm pretty happy with that. Otherwise, my skeletons just kind of move up, not too much. I don't really want to get
too ahead of themselves, do they?
Yeah. And my dogs end up not chaffing because I can't chaff the Winged Reapers, but do move up like this so that they can at least chaff another turn. Those altars don't fly, so I'm thinking, well, if I can chaff them or chaff something important, in terms of infantry stopping, then so be it. Same reason my dogs come up right up to here, like that as well. Obviously, my dogs can march through the Donnie Dark coach, who's here, countercharging as much as possible. And yeah, Varkalak is around here, and hopefully we'll see that soon. I can't remember what got off into magic, but I do a decent amount of wounds, to be fair. And this is after crumble as well, so I think I do. I'm gonna say there's 3 in each, 4 in each, whatever. So like 12 wounds or something after crumble. It's fine. Yeah. Hoping just to have a decent roll when the Wing Reapers come in for a bit of crumble on them potentially.
Yeah, because it's all very well the Wing Reapers coming in and threatening Vampire Knights, but you're still killing bats, which won't help their chances. So, yeah.
Over here, I do 1 wound. He does 3 out of 3.
Oh, what?
And we hold, and it turns because he can.
Of course.
And I'm like, well, that could be a problem. I mean, they're only dogs, so there's only so much they can do, but still, as you can see,
it's a heavyweight fight.
Yeah, Varkalak has come down basically to threaten the dogs and stop the ghast coming too much and having to think about him in the flank.
Yeah, sounds good.
This is onto his turn, and he charges his other dogs into my bat swarms, which he's like, oh, okay, well, I've lost the chaff wall there. His Wing Reapers come in as expected.
Okay,
and this is showing his ghast basically make a beeline as quick as non-marching ghasts can for the Varkalak, showing me that he just loves that idea. So yeah. This is the remaining moves on this side. He moves up his ghouls more aggressively and puts everything else behind. Otherwise, the altars stay behind the hill so that the Dark Coach can't charge them.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it at the time, but it does look like I've thought about it, leaving a gap between the Vampire Knights and the dogs for any sort of charge purposes.
Yeah.
I can tell you now, I didn't think of it, and it's a complete fluke.
Assuming the Vamp Knights just aren't going to crumble. But yeah.
Well, yes. As we can see, these Wing Reapers do graphics
nice.
And all. Move over.
Aren't you getting better and better?
I know. And the shrieking horror
one of these
shrieks.
days, you just won't even have to take pictures at all.
I know. I'll just be able to Photoshop it all.
From
my
footage we took earlier.
Yeah. I say Photoshop because I actually use GIMP, but people that don't know, if I say Gimpigle, it's not quite the same.
He's a good GIMP.
Yeah, he's a good GIMP. He's Shrieking Horror's 2 guys off, and that's so bit. I actually, as I go to collect them as well, break their scythes. Yeah. So that's annoying. Yeah. Alta kills 3 more dogs.
And they're just as good as when they started, really.
Yeah. All the dogs kill my things, but don't go too far. I think they only run like 3 or 4, both of them. Oh, well, the one that's charging anyway. The other guys just go as so. The Wing Reapers do come in and do a bunch of wounds. I am left there with just the standard. I believe you did go after my champion. Specifically. But I am still there. I don't do any wounds to the thing, and relatively speaking, he kind of fluffed going in as well.
But he's got a charge, a flank,
all that stuff. But my standard does sort of keep me alive, and I'm on there on 2 wounds, so at least I've got counter charge. So we'll see about that. I immediately go in to kill these zombies and reform and turn around. I charge the back of the dogs because I can, and they can't flee. So I'm like, let's get away from these ghasts.
Yeah, these rampaging chaff.
Yeah, and Donnie Dark Coach comes in to save the day.
Oh, you need him to not roll 111.
Yeah. He does make it in. So does Vaki, and obviously so does the Deathstar. I move up like so as my dogs chaff. Essentially chaff 3 units like that, and I'm very happy. It's only zombies and 2 altars that probably weren't going to charge anyway, but it stops any sort of craziness happening.
The skeletons appreciate it.
And I'm thinking, well, they're going to die anyway, so I may as well stop him moving forward and getting something and just be annoying more than anything. Otherwise, that sort of takes us on to the bottom of the movement. I obviously kill the zombies. I also get within on his shrieking horror character. So
Yep.
if he does come in, then I'm web skill 9. He's web skill 6, I think, or maybe a bit lower. I can't remember, but yeah, I start that off. I don't. I perhaps should have raised some Baronites after killing the zombies, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I kill the dogs and overrun into the flank of these dogs. So Varky's mopping up the
They're getting their
backfield for me.
comeuppance.
Yeah.
How dare they be aggressive?
Yeah. Donnie does exactly what he needs to do, kills them, but I do lose the Vampire Knight before I go down. However, I'm able, because of we're all out of combat, I'm able to reform off the hill so that the next unit of Wing Reapers can't go into me. So I'm like, that's brilliant. Happy days.
Yeah. Fair enough. That's good. I mean, losing the Vampire Knights is a bit rubbish. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel a little bit silly for going in, but it is what it is. The ghouls make a daring charge against me, which I was a bit surprised at. I know that they're better than the skeletons, but I was surprised for that, considering how everything else is placed. And they get in, and the zombies charge my dogs, and this is how it is. Everything goes on the hill. There's a very scary looking hill.
King of the castle.
There. He thought different things about moving his dragon and shrieking horror, and ended up like this. However, I kind of do have like he charged the zombies into my flank, by the way, as well.
Oh yeah, I wondered about that. It was a raised unit of zombies.
Yes, it was. Yeah, I was surprised, maybe to hold me up, but I was like, I'm not sure about that. And as you can see, the Baronites have been raised after combat as well. But yeah, that's his movement. Wing Reapers, I was surprised, faced my Dark Coach because I can just move out of their arc. I was a bit surprised at that, but yeah. Anyway, he raises some of these guys back to be annoying. The altars kill my dogs and do a couple of wounds on the Dark Coach as well, which is scary. And obviously, with the altars, the longer they survive,
the wider the circle is.
Yeah, I think it's that, or I think it's that the higher strength it is.
Oh right, okay.
So
it's been a while since I've seen altars. And
it gets scarier and scarier. Over here, he does a bunch. I kill some, but nothing too scary. But he wins combat overall. I
skeleton flank to the rescue.
Well, yeah, I kill these guys and turn to face. Well, I will turn to face.
That would just be your character doing all the work there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's just no problem. He comes in, kills lunch. There is still one dog left, but then it'll be on his turn. So
and the gas
this will be on my turn. So
a turn away from charging.
Yeah.
So
it is annoying, but so be it. And as you can see, I turned to face directly south. He did chaff me where I was, but because I was able to pivot essentially after the zombies killed me, I was able to pivot out of the chaff of the zombies at the top there. And dogs have to sacrifice themselves so that the Deathstar can come in and get the objective. And
another heavyweight battle: dogs versus zombies.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, maybe I might do all right. They're only zombies.
Yeah.
So, and I bring the skeletons in on the flank as well, just to make sure of anything, but also to get them a bit closer to the objective as well, because obviously that's shrinking.
Yeah, which is shrinking. Yeah.
This is how it all looks.
You must be up on the objective though, right? Because you've got way more scoring in that little section.
Yeah, he went first as well, so the ghouls coming in don't quite score just yet. So on my next turn, so I'm getting. I think this would make it 2-0 if the ghouls die. So this is just showing how it is on this side and showing how it is on this side. Dark Coach comes up to basically chaff the two altars. I know they have impact hits, but I do have a 4-up save, and I'm better. So I'm just like, it's the only thing that will come into me. Bring it on. Let's see if you can. I mean, they could get the bat swarms in as well, so we'll see. I raise a wound with healing.
Yep.
Just in case. I mean, I'm not scared, but just in case.
No, you have full faith. Absolutely.
Yeah, but just in case.
Just in case. It's a good
Over
idea.
here, the ghouls die, and I face so that if the dragon does come in, it comes into my front. Otherwise, yeah, the dogs kill a few, don't take any wounds, and reform to get more in. But
Those ghasts are quite near to your Baronite's rear, aren't they now?
it's funny you should say that because, well, not because of this direct picture, but obviously he obviously goes in.
I'm jumping the gun, aren't I? Yeah.
And the ghasts go in as well into the rear, which is an interesting one. It is on his turn, and it would, if he, if he doesn't die, which is very unlikely, then he will hold me up for my turn. But yeah, it's an interesting one. This is how it rates. The Wing Reapers come up full aggression, paired weapons as well, so don't care about parry, which I kind of didn't think too much about. But yeah, Gas are obviously scoring as well, so we're hoping to get close to that objective through that thing. But otherwise,
are the Gas scoring?
Looks.
I thought they weren't scoring until Lesser Vampire joined on.
No, yeah, you're right. That's I've just assumed that they are because I've played them with the Ghast.
There you go.
You're right.
Matt Champion taught me that. Go on, Matty.
Yeah. But yeah, this is and the Shrieking Horror and Zombie Dragon look to be focusing down on my deathstar now. He raises another unit of zombies.
Yeah, you're not first.
He heals them a bit. This is the altar killing some dogs before anything happens.
Okay. Yep.
And the units killing my dogs after everything.
The zombies won.
I did kill another zombie, but of course that matters not.
No.
But yeah, over here
he's almost got as many zombies on the board as he started with. Huh?
Yeah. Over here, he only does 3 wounds in total, and I actually do like some wounds to him. So with that and the rank and the thing, despite the rear, I get him down 6 wounds in total, which I was chuffed to bits with. Really helps out things. And obviously, I turn around for my turn to kill him.
Yeah.
Really. Over here, he does a wound. I do some wounds. I think I do 3 wounds in total, or 4 or 5. Regardless, we
probably just grinding there.
Yeah, we just grind away. I think I might even vampiric one of the wounds as well, but I'm not sure. But yeah, on my turn, I again bit of help, put him into the rear, put Varky into the rear. So he's definitely support piece today, but helping out very much so. And this is the remaining moves. Not a lot to talk about because obviously most things are in combat, but basically my skeletons move back as much as possible. I've won the objective completely.
Oh, okay. Great.
I think it's 3-0 at this point because this will be the end of my turn, the third turn of scoring. So even if he beat me on every single one, it'd be 3-2. Objective is mine. Happy days. So that's some points on the board. But yeah, I'm a little bit scared. I think the skeletons at the bottom are where the arc is, not where the actual models are.
Just because of the terrain,
Yeah, so. But otherwise, we are like so.
Although those Wing Reapers can just fly over into the back of your Baronites if they want, can they? But you're hoping to turn around, I guess. So.
I don't mind if they go into the Baronites, because obviously I will finish, and if they go in,
turned around by that.
I'll go first. Yeah. I'm not bothered by that. Yeah. I heal 5 skeletons back.
Why not?
Smash up the gas and turn like so. I move my Vark like this just so that if he stayed exactly the same place, I could do it. But it's the
Varklak's already killed 2 units of dogs. Now helped killing the gas.
Yeah,
you say he's a support piece, but he's actually clocked up a few points for you.
He has, but no, very much so. Very much so. Over here, Donnie Dark Coach does take another wound, and I do vampiric it, and he does a bunch back. Yeah. So. The important thing for this is that I'm still in combat on his turn, and then we'll hopefully do the remaining moves, remaining wounds.
Kill him on his turn, and then charge
on the next one. Yeah, so
cool.
I think both of us are wary of that with my opponent's next moves. I move up like so as well, so that this coach, this altar can't go in.
There was definitely
and
a beep, beep, beep in that maneuver
there
somewhere,
was, yeah,
wasn't
But so the top one can, but I'm happy with that, with my 2 wounds on me.
Yeah.
So over to his turn, and as you say, he really wants to keep the Dark Coach in place, so puts his altar into him. He also moves his other altar into the flank of my big unit of skeletons at this point, because he doesn't want it there ready to be chaffed, ready to be charged if the Dark Coach does get free. And the Wing Reapers, that's less, more obvious, go into my parry skeletons to chew them up. And chew them up, they will.
If that takes 2 turns, you've been lucky.
Yeah, it's no spoiler. They will chew them up. But I don't need them for the objective anymore, so it's only a couple 100 points. I'm not too bothered. Otherwise, he chaffs my deathstar from going straight in to his zombies. It obviously doesn't chaff me, but it will mean that I go into him on his turn, and then he's got a unit of magic. So that was an interesting. I quite like that play. He also zaps me with the Shrieking Horror because he's able to get in within 8 inches and kills a bunch. Actually, is
that 6 actually? Right. Yeah.
I didn't quite have full. I think I had, but it was 6 out of 6, and I was like, oh god, that's not useful.
That's what that can do. It's very good against cavalry.
Yeah. Over here, he fluffs like you would not believe, but doesn't take any crumble wounds. I am able to move around and face him because I'm within general. And that's probably not going to go well for him after the impact hits because he doesn't have that many attacks. He's not really a combat piece.
Sure.
So, well done, Skellies.
Definitely.
Over here, I just about survive on wounds and things. I think this is after Crumble, where neither of us really do much. I think I might do 1 wound, he might do. I don't think he does anything, but because of the charge and flanks and things like that, I crumble to 2, and squeaky bum time for Darkish. He is alive, but he's not free, like I wanted him to be. On my turn, I'm like, you know what? It's round number 5. I'm going to charge you. I'm going in.
Yeah.
I'm going to charge you. Obviously to kill the zombies, but also for the overrun. I think I need a 6. It would be very bad if I don't get that 6. But
I hate it when you mention stuff like that.
I killed the zombies, and I only need a 6. I didn't get it, so it's all right.
Oh, you knob.
Annoyingly for me, though, this is the turn where the Wing Reapers go through the skeletons. They they definitely rinse them quicker than I thought they were going to. I knew that they would rinse them, but it was there was like 40 there, and in 2 turns,
they're skeletons.
So
the ghouls might have already killed a few.
Yeah. So ouch. Over here, he doesn't do too many to me. I get him down 3 wounds through Crumble, so probably one more round and I'm golden. Over here, Donnie Ducker. He has been terrible all tournament. And makes it up to me by killing the altar and thing in one fell swoop.
You're evens now, are you? Okay.
Well, he tries to make it up to me.
I was going to say
he's doing all right. He's doing this one. He's doing well, and he even gets a vampiric up as well, just to rub salt in the proverbial undead wound. And maybe there'll be a thing for him yet.
Maybe
the big turn. He ums and ahs, and he thinks, right.
He's got to.
You can see, I can see my opponent doing the maths, and he's like, you know what, we're in. Let's go.
Yeah.
And he goes 100%. In. So I've got a charge, to be fair, but also he's got a charge and a rear and a flank.
Yeah. And chances are you've got to put a decent amount into that Shrieking Horror to kill it before it strikes.
There will be a challenge. I'm kind of like, at this point as well, I was... actually, I will go back one. So when I overran, I was thinking, I'll go in, and what I'll do is I'll just go white. It'd be great. I'll go into the Shrieking Horror, I'll then reform to go wide, and then if his guy does come in, he can only go against my character. But I got too ahead of
Got the
myself
sequencing wrong there.
because obviously I need one
He's
more
charged
turn
before you've done it. Yeah.
to do it. And I was like, oh
Yeah.
yeah. So then when he went into here, I was like, oh yeah, he definitely can do that. So yeah, a bit. I was more confident, and then he did this, and I was like, oh yeah, I haven't reformed yet. And I was like, oh, can I just? No, I can't reform. So yeah,
No, you're in there for the end of time now.
So I was like, oh, maybe I've miscalculated on this.
Yeah.
And this is the rest of the thing. That at the back is this zombie dragons just come off the model.
Sure.
So obviously, but otherwise, he chaffs my dark coach with the zombies. So
yeah.
Just
made a good roll for him.
He also chaffs with. It's not one zombie; it's technically a few.
No.
But he raised dead as like his only spell, I think. So I was stopping all the spells in the combat, obviously, and he got raised dead to stop my Varkalak coming in. You're like, you know what? It's fine.
Chances are it's all on this combat. The Varkalak is probably not going to change much. It's either over now or it's not. Yeah.
But if it's not, that'll help him with the grind.
Yes.
Into combat, and this is the amount of wounds he does.
Yeah.
All told. Now, two things happen. He doesn't declare it a challenge because he doesn't want his guys to be in the challenge, obviously, and it kind of lets me challenge his Shrieking Horror out with the guy that's closest to the camera. So that's the Strength 7 dude there with a halberd. I do 3 wounds to him. He does none to me. So challenge wise, we're go time. The other thing that happens that I guess he didn't count for was the guy at the back of this picture. So my general swang at the Winged Reapers and killed one outright, and also did a wound onto his other one as well. So I'm actually, before he swings, up like 7. Also, this was his Lord roll with his 6 attacks against my general. No, against my challenge guy.
Yeah.
Which obviously significantly helps me in my bid to stay alive. Really,
certainly does.
And as we go back to this one, the Wing Reapers don't do help, and the zombie dragon does, but they kind of both just from his point of view, it's a bit of a whiff, and I just maximize my attacks that I can. I think, like I said, I get 3 wounds on the Shrieking Horror. I think I do 5 out of potentially 5 with my general, and like after that, all told, I don't actually crumble. We draw combat, and I'm very happy now with the state of play.
Yeah, I'd say so.
This is the final picture that I have, but I can tell you that it all went pretty well for me. I kill the altar at the bottom of the screen with the skeletons, and I kill the two shaft pieces. Obviously, the one at the Varkalak is no scoring or points or anything. But from that point of view, everything else is cleaned up, which is very nice. In the combat, I kill the Shrieking Horror. He kills the Baronites, and we kind of just have it out for the last turn. He can't really touch my 1-up guys in combat, because I think the paired weapons are only AP 2, and I just save a bunch. And and all told, that is how it is. And obviously, I got one of his vampires. He didn't get one of mine, which means it leads to pretty disappointed opponent thinking that he'd got me, which was a shame. But I say it was down to that one challenge roll, really. If like 5 of them attack, then he hit, then he might kill the challenge. I might not kill his guy in the end, and it's a massive swing the other way. It's hard to say it's just down to one roll, but I think it was
kind of came down to one roll.
Yeah. Also, I guess it got compounded by my general doing so many to the Wing Reapers, and this is him after healing as well, so he's got his Wing Reapers back, whatever. But killing off a Wing Reaper before they strike really, like, in terms of the combat res, really helped me survive. And yeah, it ended up a 17-3 victory.
Very nice.
In the
Very
last,
nice.
getting the objective, obviously. Took it from a 14 to a 17, and yeah, that's how it ended. So I ended up on a very tidy 60 points, I think it was.
Very cool. Yeah,
getting
nice
30
work.
in day 1 and 30 in day 2, which I was very happy with.
Yeah, with one less game in day 2, that is a good average to get. Yeah, well done. Nice.
Yeah, I mean,
it wasn't Saurians, but you know.
No. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's all right.
That's trying to speed through get it ready, but yeah,
absolutely.
Stories are rubbish. Yeah,
I agree.
As a bit of a redux for the army, I guess. I really liked the army list. Probably if you're gonna min max it, because obviously I chose the models that I liked to accompany the big deathstar.
Yeah,
and probably Elliot's list with 2 Varkalax and some extra stuff instead of the Donnie Dark Coach is probably better. But
in terms of maneuverability, the coach loses out to the Varkalax. So,
but I had fun with it, and if nothing else, he's a story to be had.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd definitely play it again. I'd probably look to. We do have a sort of list alteration in mind. Me and you talked about it actually quite a bit, and we do have another concept for this type of list to try in a little while. We'll give it a bit of a break, and I say I hope you guys enjoyed the videos on this Vampire Cavalry Death Star. Thank you again, Elliot, for putting it my way and giving me a chat before the tournament. Very fun to play, and and did all right.
Yeah, no, well done. Very much so. A good 60 points is always a good score to end on. So yeah, well done.
Yeah, I mean, like, share, subscribe.